Good morning, everyone. Today is Sunday, November 9th, and today is GuesstiMania. So, what do we do on GuesstiMania? Well, we go through the YieldMax funds, all of the funds, at least the ones that pay weekly, and we guess what they're going to pay. All right. And then we see which one will prevail, which one will be the highest yielder, right? So anyway, before we get into that, some maintenance here, some updates and some things getting ready for tomorrow. But Bitcoin 102. I mean, blah, right? Just blah, 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 blah. But hey, if you like Bitcoin, you can buy in until it goes boom, unless it goes down again. And then you keep buying the dip. And then you keep buying the dip. And then you buy the dip again. And then you buy the dip again. And then again and again and again and again and again. All right. Anyway, for tomorrow, obviously, yes, the morning show will happen, 6 a.m. I'll be interviewing David Dukansky. Now, he covers the BTGD fund. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about whatever, right? We'll talk about, again, there's never a plan on the morning show. It's just go live and yip yap. But, you know, again, this is the gold and Bitcoin fund, 100% exposure on both. And I just wanted to show you the chart real quick. Check out this year-to-date chart. They're up 50%. I mean, we know gold has been doing well, right? Bitcoin's like, okay, good, okay. But, you know, between the two of them, up 50% this fund. So if you bought it in the beginning of the year, like, oh my God, like, oh my God. Anyway, also tomorrow, I did take off of work. So I'm going to try something different. Again, something that I have an idea to do maybe in retirement as well is, you know, just do multi-hour or, you know, 2 to 3 hour lives with different YouTubers, different content creators, and talk about stocks, talk about options, talk about high yield funds, talk about whatever, right? So we're going to go live from 9 to 12. And I don't know who's going to join, right? I invited a couple people, a few people. I believe StreamYard only allows 10 anyway. So we'll see who comes. We'll see who shows up. But if you guys can make it anywhere between 9 and 12 to join the fun, and if you have questions for whoever's there, please do. It'll be fun. All right. I know most of you probably work, but I took off because, you know, I'm making a nice long weekend. All right. Now we are here for GuesstiMania. So let's talk about the distribution schedule. We got who we got? We got Target 12s. We don't care about them, right? They pay monthly. We don't have time for that. We can't be waiting the whole month to get paid, right? I mean, what is that about? Could you imagine? Remember getting paid quarterly? Again, us old folk, that's what we remember. Oh yeah, quarterly distribution, it's here. You got to wait 3 months to get paid. Now we're spoiled bastards and we want everything freaking weekly, right? Please pay me weekly, please. All right, so here we are, weekly. Here's the weekly distribution schedule. So this week, all right, this is for group 1. These, you know, the YMAX group, you know how it is. November 11th, that's declaration date. That should be what, the Tuesday, ex-dividend date the Wednesday, payment date the Thursday. All right, so that's group 1. Group 2, this is with everyone else, the covered call ETF, the whole gang, right? This is the typical Wednesday declaration, 11/12, and then, of course, ex-dividend date the 13th, and then payment date the 14th. All right, does that make sense? Is everyone clear on that? All right, let's get to the main event. Are you ready? Boop, boop. Should I do 200%? Definitely not. Definitely not. All right. So anyway, I pre-filled a lot of this so you guys don't have to suffer for too long here. So let's just get to it. All right. I got to be honest. I don't know how they're doing YMAX or YMAG because, you know, I'm getting a big number, right? When I add up the payments down here from last week, right, and I divide it by the number of funds, I'm getting a big number, and I'm doing something wrong. I'll have to find out and ask how YMAX I don't know what I'm missing, but it doesn't matter. They paid 17 cents last week. I'm just going to give them 18 cents because that's a massive yield still. That's an 82% yield. You know, my thinking is it doesn't really matter. They're going to balance out around this, maybe the 70 to 80% yield, which makes sense, right? So, I mean, that's not bad. You know, consistency is key. YMAX is sitting around $11. Again, it's been rough, man. The market has brutal. It's been brutal, not just for YieldMax. Keep that in mind, for the market, right? The whole market's down. But the problem, again, with a lot of the YieldMax funds is they struggle on the recovery because, again, they are selling covered calls. So, of course, they're going to be capped on the upside. So, hopefully, it's a nice, slow recovery. All right. All right. All right. YMAG, they paid 13 cents last week. I'm going to give them a penny raise, 14 cents. That would be a 49% yield. ULTY, yeah, I'm going to give them 7 cents. They paid 7 cents last week. So they went from 9 to 8 to 7. I don't think they're going to go to 6, right? 7 cents is only a 79% yield. You know what? Let me check out their IV. Let's check out their average IV. ULTY. There's ULTY. Hi, ULTY. Hi, ULTY. And you know what? While we're here, let's check out what they're holding lately. Affirm Okolo. Okay, cool. Cool. Look at this. Symbiotic, 122% yield. I should trade that one, right? Cypher Mining. Oh, man, this thing's always on the radar. Look at that. 120% IV. That thing is dangerous. Iron's always doing well lately. 124% yield there. Okolo again. Rocket Lab, 101%. New, Symbiotic again. So anyway, between all those suckers there, 89% is the average yield. So if I throw that in the IV calculator, let's do this. Where the hell am I? Go to holdings and you pull it up here. All right. So there, if I plug that number in, then we go over here, you can see the IV estimate shows to be 0.078, which I guess that rounds up to 8, but I don't know. That might come to too high a yield. Yeah, that's a 91% yield. I don't think they want to do that. So I'm going to, you know what? Let's give them 0.078, like it says. And let's see what happens. Are they going to, does that round up to 8? I guess. Maybe. I don't know. That's an 89% yield. No, 88%. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's my guess on ULTY. By the way, good morning, all of you on X and on YouTube. So far, there's about 130 of you. Thank you all for being here. If you guys have any questions, most of the questions will hold to the end, as you know. But if I see anything relevant to the actual coverage, I'll try to pause and pull it up. All right, now feet and 5E. So feet is currently holding PLTY, HOOY, AMDY, NEFLY, and RODY, not Roddy, RDYY. Red. We'll call them ready. All right. We can't have two Roddies here. So if I take that, if I add them all together, that's 5 funds, and I divide by 5, and I multiply it by 98% because there's about 2% in cash. Then I get what? I get 8 cents. Right? Is that right? No. Oh my God, what am I looking at? I screwed this up. What the hell did I do? Did I not even check this before the video went live? Oh, I resorted it. Dumbass. Oh my God. Whoops. Yeah, I resorted it after. All right, give me a sec. That's why I highlighted them. Like that ain't right. Something ain't right. All right, so we'll do that plus that. I mean, they got some big payers in here. Not AMD, but you know what I mean. And that's it. Okay. Ah, crap. I didn't want to do another parentheses. Let me get rid of it. And there you go. Okay. All right. So I need to get anything with a formula I have to get rid of before we're done. All right. So that comes to a 65-cent payment. Again, they paid 52 cents last week. 65 cents is a 116% yield. Again, I don't know what to do, but that's what I calculate. That's what I calculate. It is what it is. What do you want me to do? Should I lower it? I mean, that's the payment. That's what I'm getting. I'm leaving it. I really don't care if I'm wrong, but that's what I'm. Even YMAX, I would be way wrong. That's why I don't put it in. But feet, I feel like I'm going to be close. At least they'll probably pay less, but it won't be much. Maybe 60 cents they'll pay. But I'm sticking with that for now. All right, 5E. All I do is I take feet and I multiply by 58% because that's the percent of the ETF that they're holding in their current portfolio. So that would be a 37-cent payment, 58% yield. LFGY, they're showing a 75% average IV. I decided to give them 53 cents, which is a 2-cent decrease from last week, and that would be an 84% yield. GPTY, I gave them 37 cents, which is a 41% yield. SDTY, 22 cents, 25% yield. QDTY, 28 cents, 32% yield. RDTY, 38 cents, 46% yield. And then Chippity Doodah, they're reflecting a 50% average IV. I gave them a 52-cent payment, which would show to be a 48% yield, which is less than the IV because, look, they paid 46 and then 45 last week. So 52, that's a huge increase. So I'm trying not to be, give it too much of a raise. But, again, it makes sense to give them at least this. All right, Salty, look at this average IV. I mean, we got to check out their holdings. Like, what degenerate funds are they holding now? We got to find the orange. There they are. Salty. All right. So if we go through Salty, we don't pull the names, unfortunately. But look at some of these average IVs here. 116% IV. They got not ASST, ASTS. If we go here, what else they got? They got some high. Oh, man, 147%. Like, what in the actual hell is that? What the hell? It don't even look like. Is that they own the underlying QUR? What is QURE? What? QURE. Oh my goodness! I never Unicure. Okay, what the heck is this? This thing's got an IV, man. Woof. Develops treatments for patients suffering from rare and other devastating diseases in the U.S. Company offers blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, that thing is volatile. Is anyone else trading this sucker? Look at this. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's keep going. That's probably the same one. Okay, so anyway, that's why the average IV is so high, 95% average IV. All right, so I gave them a the IV estimate based on that is showing 70 cents. I couldn't do it because they paid 53 cents last week. So I gave them a massive raise, though, 65 cents. Is that going to be right? Probably not. But again, that's what I gave it. So let's do copy paste special values. So it's locked in. Lock it in, baby. All right, so that's done. Now we get to the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ready to. I was going to say something else up DX style, but I won't do it. Anyway, let's get to it. All right. So don't worry. I'm not going to go every single one. So before you click off, run away, say, stop it. Stop it. Don't worry. I filled in the bottom suckers, the losers down there. I'm doing the high assets under management first, like the big ballers, 2.6 mil OM, right? NVDY, 1.6 OM, 1.2 OM, right? So the largest funds, tippity top, all right? So main event actually comes first in this video. So MSTY is the main event. Now, what are they going to pay? I don't even know. I didn't even look yet, but we're going to go to the realized 4 tab, and we're going to see how much MSTY made per share this week. So if I highlight MSTY, right, this breaks down the income, the realized income, I should say, from Monday through Friday. Unfortunately, if it reflects a positive value, that there is no income. It's essentially a realized loss. So what we'll do is we'll highlight this, and then we'll move on to the other tab, and then we will just check the price movement And the price movement is over here. MSTY went down $1.22. Of course, I am not adding back the distribution. Wouldn't really matter anyway. But we're showing it went down, you know, from 10.89 to 9.67. It's been a rough week, man. Almost all these funds went down. So that being said, we have to only now look at the IV. The IV estimate reflects 12 cents. Their last two payments, 19 and 16 cents. So are they going to pay 12 cents? Probably not. I think they're going to be in the 14-cent range to save some face here. That would be a 75% yield. And I think that's doable, right? Kind of, maybe. It could be 15, could be 13. I don't know. I'm comfortable with 14 cents, but yeah, we shall see. All right, let's do NVDY now. How you doing, NVDY? No, how you doing? So if we highlight NVDY, they actually made, look here, $1.80 per share. So keep that in mind when we get to the next screen. And let's see. $1.80, obviously they're not paying $1.80, so let's just chill out, but we can now assume they could be on the high end. Price per share, they went down $1.41. They're still hanging around 15 bucks. So I think NVIDIA is, you know, outside of PLTY now, the GOAT, right? They're the OG GOAT. They kind of took the crown back from MSTY because MSTR has been a dumpster fire lately. All right, so NVIDIA, wow, 18 cents and then 31. So I'm going to give them a nice payment. If I give them 31 again, what does that yield? That's a 105% yield. All right. So are they going to pay that again? I don't see why not, right? If I look at the realized four, they made $1.80. I mean, that's realized income, right? Who knows what their synthetic looks like? I'm not going to go there. Ain't nobody got time for that. But yeah, man, they could pay that same payment. They could. But the IV is 51. So why would I give them 105% yield? I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe they paid this. Maybe they had earnings then. I think that's probably why. So I can't. I don't know if I could do it, you know. Maybe not. But yeah. What if I give them like 28? 94. Yeah, man. But man, yeah. No, I'm not gonna. I gotta lower it. Sorry, I'm a party pooper right now. But how far? I'm gonna go 21 maybe. All right, we'll give him 21 cents. That's a 71% yield. Sorry, had to do it. You know, again, I'm thinking the only reason because the IV was juiced up for earnings, which was not that long ago. All right, now let's go to TSLY. TSLY, how we doing? I need a sip of water. Already running out of voice. Okay, that's not good. Well, at least I don't have to work and talk after this. Let's see. TSLY, they they made 82 cents per share. Again, realized income. So that's good. That's good week, right? Good week. Covered calls, cashing out, baby. TSLY, let's see how much they went up in share price. Of course, they did not. They went down 52 cents in share price. Their IV sits at 55%, which reflects an 8-cent payment. That's not happening. They paid 14 cents last week. Let's assume, let's give them again, they had earnings too. I mean, they're going to pay decent. I don't know. Again, some of these could be 100% IV, and I'm probably missing out. But I'm going to give TSLY a 12-cent payment, which would be a 78% yield. Okay. Up next, let's go to CONY. What did you do to your cone? All right. So what's CONY doing? They made 7 cents per share. All right. That's all right. All right. So what else we got? That's kind of in line with their IV payment. Their IV payment would be 6.0689. They paid 8 cents last week. Yeah, I'm gonna give them 7 cents. 7-cent payment. That would be a 64% yield. All right. All right. Let's go to our boy PLTY. PLTY always performs. Let's see how they did. Dun, 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 dun. Coming down the aisle. weighing 275 pounds, PLTY. Holy moly moly. They made 611. Is that even right? Can't be right. Something went screwy here. So you never know. You never know. But let's just assume they made a lot of money, right? Like they made a lot of money. Again, they could have cashed out their synthetics, so that could actually be right. So, but regardless, they're not going to pay you $6. So get over yourself. But they could pay 100% yielder. And again, I got to make someone 100% yielder. So why not PLTY? So let's make it PLTY. Let's do $1.25. What does that come to? 112% yield. Is that good enough? Is that enough for you guys? Again, they paid last week 121. Week before that, 124. Yeah, man. This thing is going to be cash money, baby. Cash money. Oh, NVIDIA reports the 19th. Okay. Good to know. Well, I feel like NVIDIA is always in the news, so I feel like they're always in freaking earnings. But PLTY is, I don't know, man. That's double their IV. Hey, go big or go home. I'll leave it. PLTY, 125, 112%. All right, AMZ. 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 Let's see, AMZ. I got no special intro for you because you're just a boring, safe fund. Let's see. You made 8 cents. Woohoo! Again, boring. We need more than 8 cents. Their IV estimate comes to 8 cents. Okay, I think we got our answer. But their last payment, what? 29 cents. Okay, so maybe they won't pay 8 cents. They have a 31% IV. I mean, what in the hell, AMZ? Okay. So the one before that, they did pay 9, but then they went thug nasty here. They went 20 and then 29. Like, what? I don't know. I'll give them 11. How about that? All right, 11 cents. That would be a 39% yielder. All right, SMCY. They're just getting their asses kicked. They went down in share price by 344. All right. Did they make money? Well, they could have in the covered calls. Let's see. SMCY. They actually did. They made 19 cents per share. So if we go back to GuesstiMania, again, the movement, the gains per share is essentially negative for everyone, which is why we're not even talking about it. Their IV estimate would be 15 cents. They paid 33 cents last week, 25 cents the week before. This is going to be a big cut for them. Again, I think I'll give them like an 18-cent payment. That would be an 81% yield. That's still a good yield. But man, oh man, that underlying, if the underlying sucks, then guess what? The fund's going to suck, right? So, it is what it is, man. SMCI, these ever since the whole audit thing, oh my goodness, it just hasn't been pretty, unfortunately. You feel like the bottom is the bottom and the bottom, and no. Okay, moving on to you know who's up. HOOY, HOOY. All right, let's check out what they're doing over here. If we highlight them, they're whooping ass every freaking week. They made $1, son. I got $1. I got $1. I got $1. Hey. Let's see what they're going to pay, though. If they made $1 per share, what'd they pay last week? $1.25, son. Before that, $1.34, son. Where you at? Yeah. So, again, I think they have made a lot. You can see the share price, $60. They dropped, man. They dropped this week. It was my fault because I got into Robinhood stock through the Roddy fund. So, of course, they're going to dip. They went down in share price by $8. $8. But they're still $10 above their launch price. So keep that in mind. Are they going to pay that big $1.25? Probably not. Are they going to be $1? I got to give them at least $1 because I got $1. I got $1. All right, so $1 would be 86% yielder, but we're going to give them a little more than that. We're going to give them a little love, maybe $1.10. $1.10 be a 95% yielder. Well, let's check out the third. Okay, so they paid, wow, $73. Okay, so yeah, we'll give them $1.10. I'm not going to go any higher than that. All right, but that's a good yield. That's a 95% yielder. All right, up next is your boy AMDY. AMDY. YMD. They made 13 cents per share. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of money. Is it? No. All right. So anyway, what's their IV looking like? It's a 56% IV. That would be a 9-cent payment. They paid 12 cents last week, so we're gonna be in the middle. We're gonna be just in the middle there. Probably an 11-cent payment, and that would be a 63% yield. All right. Up next is your boy GUI. GUI. All right, what's GUI's hanging around at? They're hanging around 14. They're an old fund, and they're still in the teens at least. Again, a lot of these funds are getting their ass kicked, but the GUI's a consistent one, man. They are. We are youth of a nation. All right, GUI, how you doing? Let's see. 5 cents. Wow, whoopee-doo. I know, whoopee-doo, boring. Let's see if that's going to help us in our calculation. Our IV payment shows 8 cents. They paid, wow, okay, they paid 28 cents last week, and then 13 before that, and then, oh my goodness, they pay way more than they should. Holy moly. I'm not giving them 20. I'm not giving, nope, not today. 15 cents, let's see what that looks like. That's a 54% yield. Yeah, we're going to give them 15 cents. That's even high in my eyes. I'm dropping another penny. 14 cents, 51% yield. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. That's a GUI's paying a lot, bro. GUI's paying a lot. All right, GDXY, how you doing? Let's go to the realized 4. Let's see how much they made per share this week. They made 9 cents per share. GDXY, again, gold whooping ass lately. Got to get that gold. All right. They, again, went down in share price like everyone else. Their IV estimate shows to be 11 cents. They paid 13 cents last week and 14 cents the week before that. I'm going to give them 13 cents again. We'll call him Mr. Consistency, 13 cents, 43% yield. All right. Now we'll go to Apple. Apple. All right. Let's see. We're getting there. We're getting to the very end here. Apple, they're looking like a 7-cent, not payment, but that's how much they made. They did make 7 cents per share in realized gains. Their IV estimate shows to be 6 cents. They actually did not do bad this week. If you look, they only went down 10 cents in share price. So, and their distribution was 11. So technically they went up a penny. So Apple held up well this week. Again, that's, you hold a company like Apple, it usually pays off. But anyway, what are they going to pay here? 10 cents? Probably not. Probably 9 cents. Yeah, 9 cents. All right, that's 9 cents, 34% yield. How you doing? All right, let's move on to the next batch of losers here. Just kidding. All right, Phoebe, how you doing? Let's go. Let's go. All right, Phoebe, how much did you make per share? Nothing. All right, you lost $1.78 per share. That's a rough outing. Let's see the movement in share price. They went down 65 cents. IV estimate shows to be 8 cents. They paid 13 cents last week. Probably 10 cents. 10 cents would be a 40% yield. Yeah, that's good enough. MSFO. Again, we're going to go to the realized tab, see how much money they made, how much realized income MSFO made. They made 8 cents per share. Again, if you don't know what I'm looking at, column K, 8 cents right there. All right. So if we go back here, they went down 70 cents in share price. Their IV shows 22%. Their IV estimate based on that is 7 cents. They paid 9 cents last week. I'm going to give them 9 cents again. Consistency is key. We lack consistency. Look at Netflix, 12 cents and 12 cents. That's, again, consistent. So let's see what they made, though, in share price. 8 cents per share. Better than nothing. Now let's go to the GuesstiMania tab, and they went down 31 cents in share price. Their IV estimate shows to be 8 cents. I don't think they can afford 12 cents, so I'm going to give them about 10, and that would be a 35% yielder. All right, YBIT up in her. YBIT. All right, let's see. Get it like Goldberg. YBIT. I know it's not the same. All right, anyway, how much did they make per share? 7 cents per share. All right, anyway. 8 cents. 8 cents. 8 cents. Again, they paid 7 cents last week, and yeah, 8 cents would be a 50% yield. All right, MRNY. Oh my goodness. Oh my, are they going to pay a penny? I don't know. Let's see how much they made, brah. They made 2 cents, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Keep it alive, baby. Keep it alive. 2 cents. All right. So what they pay last week? 2 cents. What they pay the week before that? 3 cents. What they pay the week before that? 2 cents. Oh boy. Oh boy. They went down 15 cents per share. They are a $1.52 stock, or ETF technically. So will they pay 2 cents? I say yes. The answer is yes. All right, that's a guesstimate yield of 68%. All right, Murny's fun to cover. Again, it's the pressure of the 2 cent versus 1 cent. You know, does anyone here own Murny? Don't be embarrassed. You can say it. Anyone here? Anyone? Anyone? All right, let's look at Maro. Maro, how you doing? Let's see. Okay, they lost 31 cents, so that's not going to help us. They went down in share price $2.17. So guess what? We're defaulting to their IV. Their IV estimate shows to be 23 cents. I'll give them 24. I'll be nice. 24 cents, and that would be an 88% yielder. All right, SNOY's up. Let's see how they doing. Let's see how they doing. All right, SNOY, where are you? There you are. What's that? All right, they made 14 cents per share. That's not bad, bro. Bro, that's not bad. 14 cents. All right. They went down in share price by 66 cents this week. Their IV sits at 58%. So that would reflect a 17-cent payment. However, they paid 25 cents last week. So again, where is it going to fit? Is it going to be in the middle? Possibly. I'm going to give them 20 cents. I'll be nice because SNOY usually does pay and surprise us. So 20 cents would be a 68% yield. All right, we're getting to the end here, at least the ones that I'm going through manually. Because I start to pre-fill some others before the video, so so you guys don't suffer as much. All right, up next is ORC or ORC. All right, ORC they made 7 cents per share. Is that good? I guess. I don't know. What do you think? What do you do? What do you say? They went down in share price 73 cents. Their IV estimate would be about 7 cents. So that's kind of accurate. So 7 cents. Yeah, I'm doing it and doing it and doing it now. All right. So that would be a 44% yield. Let's go to AIYY or AIYY or AIYY. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. They made 2 cents per share. Wow. They're like in the Murny category, unfortunately. Okay. So last 3 payments, 2 cents, 3 cents, 3 cents. Their IV estimate, 3 cents. All right. They're going to beat Murny and they're going to pay 3 cents. All right. That's a 70. Well, that's less than their IV actually. Yeah, I'll leave it there. 3 cents, 71% yield. All right, TSME or TSMY. How you doing? All right, let's check it out. We're getting to the nitty gritty here. They made 11 cents per share. Good job, bro. Good job, bro. All right, 11 cents. Is that going to help us? Let's see. Their IV estimate shows to be 12. So yeah, kind of in that range. They paid 17 cents last week. I'll give them a raise. I'll give them 13 cents because I'm nice. 13 cents would be a 42% yielder. Up next is JPMO or JPMO or JP Morgan or whatever the hell you want to call it. Big bank. They made $1.07 per share. They had a really good week, income-wise per share, of course. They paid 7 cents last week. I'm sorry. They paid 15 cents last week. Their IV estimate, though, it shows 7 cents. But I think they're going to pay good again. Maybe not 15, but maybe 13 cents. That would be a 14% yielder. Only because they made decent amount of income, but who the hell am I? I'm usually wrong anyway, right? Babo. Let's go to the Realize 4 tab, see what Babo's doing. All right, Babo. Oh my goodness, they made $2.29 per share. Good job, Babo. You did really good. All right, $2.29. Is that going to come into this estimate? Probably not. Again, their IV estimate shows 14 cents. They paid 15 cents last week, but I'm going to juice it up a little bit. I'm going to give them 18 cents. That's a 61% yielder. All right, we got another low payer here, XYZY, or whatever we're calling it nowadays. All right, so let's go to the realized 4 tab and see how much money they made per share. They made 10 cents per share. All right, that's not bad. That's actually decent considering the value of the fund. Their IV estimate is 7 cents. They paid 8 cents last week. I'll give them 8 cents. That's consistent with the week prior and more than the IV estimate. All right, Carvani is the next one. Let's see how much money they made this week per share. They made about 40 cents per share. Again, easy to win the covered call strategy when the market's down. Of course, the synthetic is going to be hurting. So yeah, they made 40 cents per share. That is actually perfectly in line with their IV estimate. So you know what? 2 for 2. Let's make it 3. 40 cents per share, 65% yield. Done. All right, let's look at Zomo. Yo, Zomo, how you do? Let's see. Let's see how Zomo's doing. Oh, they did not make money. They lost 2 cents per share in realized, recognized, whatever. Let's see. All right, so the IV estimate is 4 cents. They actually went up in share price 13 cents. So they paid 8 cents, 8 cents, and then 5 cents. IV estimate point for about 5. I'm going to give him 6 because I'm nice. I'm a nice guy today. I'll give him 6 cents at the 26% yielder. All right, Winter, I would imagine, did well because, again, you know, MSTY kind of took a dumpster. They did not make any realized income, though. They lost 20 cents per share. But they did go up in share price, $1.17 per share. So keep that in mind. They paid a nice distro last week, 73 cents. You know, and I think like weeks like this, I think in my mind, I would think YieldMax wants to remind people of the inverse funds that are available to them. So why not give them another juicy dividend, another 100% yielder? Why not a 71-cent payment? That would be a 113% yield. That's right. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You got a problem? Anyway, PP, how you doing? Let's move on. PP's the last one, right? We highlighted everything. All right. PP. Oh, nothing. Flat, even, whatever. Okay, that's fine. IV estimate is 6 cents. They paid 11 last week, though, so we'll give them 8. We'll give them 8. We'll go right in the middle, kind of. 8 cents would be a 43% yield. All right. Okay, let me get a sip of water. Okay, now we're just going to go down the line. Fiat, 3 cents, 61% yield. RDYY, 53 cents, 71% yield. Disso, 10 cents, 42% yield. Berk C, 13 cents, 14% yield. ABNY, 6 cents, 33% yield. Circle, 70 cents, 104% yield. Dr. Dre said 39 cents, 64% yield. Robley, 42 cents, 55% yield. GMEY, 47 cents, 57% yield. HIYY, Hims, right? Hims and hers or whatever, 50 cents, 78% yield. Crash into me, 4 cents, 71% yield. YQQQ, 5 cents, 20% yield. Dips, 5 cents, 48% yield. Okay. Okay, doke. We are almost 40 minutes in and we made it. We made it. All right, I'm going to throw some beats on and then we'll just chit chat and then we'll call it a day. Whatever you guys want to do. You know, we'll hit rock today. Rock, baby. We'll do a 25 volume, right? 25 is usually the good volume. Let's check out the comments. What you guys have got? Any questions this morning? Any, you want to see who the highest yielders are? Let's see if I sort these suckers by the guesstimate. I'll do Z to A. And you can see that Winter is the winner, at least in my guesstimate view. 113% yield. PLTY, 112% yield. Circle, 104% yield. And then everyone else would be under. HOOY, Marrow, Simsy, Suckers, and all of them. All right. Now, what about house money, right? Do you guys still care about house money? Let's sort it by house money. Z to A. Again, is it picking up the latest distribution? That is the question. Is that the question? And if so Misty, obviously, yeah, they paid you 2 times over. I know everyone hates Misty right now. I know it's rough. It's rough. You know what? Let's do a little comparison. Let's compare, ETFs, right? So let's compare. Well, let's compare MSTR, even though it's not an ETF, to Misty, right? So why does it come up weird like that? AF. Do I have to do it through here? STR. Okay. I think it's. Oh, all right, whatever. All right, so let's look at year to date. This is total return. So yeah, not good. Not good. MSTR down 16, Misty down 63. Let's look at 6 months. Same thing. MSTR is beating Misty. 3 months, same thing. 1 month, pretty much, the same old story. We look at 1 year. Yeah, same story. It has not been a good time, right? It has not been a good time. Now, let's look at another fun. Like, let's look at HOOY versus HOOY. Because HOOY's been doing good, right? Year to date, let's see. But Robinhood, again, the underlying whooping ass. Is this total return? Oh, this is not total return. I got to go back now. No wonder. All right. Sorry, Misty. Now I'll give you a fighting chance. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Year to date, just balanced that. Wow. Okay, makes sense now. I should have known. But anyway, 6 months, MSTR. Yeah, Misty did beat MSTR in the 6 month. All right. So the 3 month, Misty's still winning. 1 month, Misty's winning. All right. So Misty, total return wise, is doing better than MSTR. A further view, 1 year, year to date, it's close, right? It's close. But 6 months and prior, Misty is performing better total return wise than MSTR. So again, when people are selling Misty because they think it's YieldMax, it's really MSTR, right? YieldMax can only do so much. They're doing their best. They're trying to collect the premium. They're beating the underlying, but the underlying is just not behaving, right? YBIT, I consider them like the same, in competition, right? Look at YBIT. Wow. See, YBIT over the 6 months, let's do year to date. Year to date, YBIT is up 11%, and these suckers are down here. So again, YBIT doesn't get the love that it should. Their underlying is IBIT, but it's, if you don't want the risk, again, there's risk in MSTR. There's Michael Saylor risk. There's company risk. There's earnings risk. Bitcoin, they don't have to go through freaking earnings. They don't have to, deal with that crap. It's just a better coin, right? But I don't know. What do you guys think? And then, do we want to compare anyone else? I don't know. Let me know. But anyway, that's kind of like, this story now. Misty, everyone's selling out of Misty because Misty sucks. But in reality, MSTR sucks. If you're going to say someone sucks, they're sucking. But they're just, it's not, you're going to get ups and downs. And unfortunately, it's been down for quite some time. I do feel like we're due. I keep saying that. We're all saying that, right? We're due. But when does this due come? At some point, we're probably going to be like, oh, I wish I would have bought more. But do you want to be in the underlying? Do you want to be in Misty? Do you want to be in another fund? I don't know, right? It's tough, and it's not easy seeing your account down by that much. But, if you owned Mister, you'd be worse off, sadly. So hopefully that helps. All right. Any questions? I haven't really looked at the comments yet. Let me catch up. Okay. Oh, AMZ. You want to see AMZ versus Amazon? I could do that. Let's see. do Amazon and then AMZ. Okay. By the way, I'm going to link my link. I'm an affiliate of Stock Analysis. They're the first company that reached out to me that I actually use. So I decided to say, yes, let's do this. So if you want to help out the channel, I'll give you my link. And if you click it, it helps me. It helps me a lot. All right. In fact, I'm going to put it in the chat now. And then you guys can click it. Is it making me sign in? One second. Sorry, peeps. And then we'll do the comparison of AMZ. All right, while that comes up, let's look at AMZ. So year to date, AMZ is up 15% and Amazon is up 11%. So again, total return, if you set AMZ to drip, you would be beating the underlying year to date. Okay. Now, if we look 1 year out, it's pretty close. Amazon, it looks like it's just ahead, but not by much. I hate how there's overlap like this. So anyone from Stock Analysis, if you're watching, please like put these, so we could read both. But it looks like a dead even. Let's go to 6 months. 6 months out, Amazon showing the lead. They're up 32. AMZ's up 25. 3 month, Amazon is up in the lead. They're up 9, but AMZ's only, AMZ's up 7. That's not bad. And then we go, a shorter term, 1 month, Amazon's up 10, AMZ's up 7. I don't know why this link is not working, but hopefully that helps. Nikki, let's keep going through the chat. MSTR cannot find a bottom. Yeah, unfortunately. Is that for me? Did I buy anything? I bought, well, again, I'm doing Roddy now. So I'm just doing options. So I'm doing options through Roddy. I'm doing options through the wheel strategy. I did add to my ELF position because I had to. ELF took a dive. So I did add a $75 synthetic position. And I sold many calls on, not calls, many options on TSLL and a couple others. I don't know why I'm running out of voice. I told you some folks truly think MSTR and Sailor is a scam. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's just, again, it's because we're down. We get emotional and we think things which, are probably not true. Yeah, when is the next video? Oh, God, I need a sip of water. All right. All right. Let's see. Doing it today. So sometime. Oh, man, you're going to make us wait. I thought you guys post on the weekend, GPIQ and SPMO. I don't really have an opinion because I've never really looked into them. I know GPIQ has been doing well from what I hear. I'm not even sure what the other one is. Yes, thank you. I'm going for companies that I use. Thanks to Yield and Grace for pointing this out. She's right. She's right, but she's asleep, right? Do we give credit to people that aren't here? I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, AMZ's been a good, I mean, it's Amazon. Like I said, Amazon's like their own index. They're a freaking Amazon. Nothing happened to them. I don't know. MSTR seems to find about a 219 to be a bottom. It's up from here. Might be today, but don't like to promise. I know you have no say. I know. I get it. She's running the show. Oh, yeah. DPC dad is YG dad. Nikki, I guess you didn't know that. You vote today. Yep. I don't think we will see an upside MSTY until we get closer to the halving. Oh my goodness. When is that? How long we got to wait for that? All right, let's check out Bitcoin price. Let's see how we doing. Yeah. I never got the affiliate email. I don't know what's going on. Hold on a second. It's like, what the heck? All right, anyway, let's keep going. Parabolic made it. All right. Party time now. I have to finish your I think I finished most of it. The spaces. Parabolic is an options trader now, so let's welcome her to the options club. All right, everyone that's here live, I'm giving you the link. Again, if you click this, it helps my affiliate clicks, and you can, if you sign up for anything, you can get 10% off if you type in Bank Bro. That's right, Bank Bro. So if you know about the Bank Bro, then you get a freaking little discount here and there. But again, I don't, you guys don't know, I don't freaking do the affiliate crap, but this website is actually good. So that is why I, use them. But let's see, let's catch up with the comments. Let's see. Yep, congratulations. Yeah, good job. It was brave. It's brave to get out there and talk about options, because I know some people in the investment world are they could be not so nice, and the crypto world, and all there, they're all just, I'm not gonna say mostly D-bags, but it's automatically assume most people are D-bags, unfortunately. But yeah. So what else we got going? Any questions for me? Do you want me to compare one more fund? Like who, we said NVIDIA's the GOAT, right? Let's see, NVIDIA versus NVDY. Like I typed, let's look at 1 year. NVIDIA is winning 29% versus 19. Again, this is total return. Year to date, NVIDIA is up 40%. NVDY is up 25. 6 month, NVIDIA is up 65%. NVIDIA is up 50%. I mean, they're both performing rather well. 3 month, now we're talking a little closer here, but NVIDIA still has a small lead. 1 month out, NVIDIA also has a small lead. So again, hopefully that helps. This fund is performing much better. I think just, again, MSTR and Bitcoin. Let's look at, again, this is like, because if you just do like YBit, they have IBIT, right? They trade IBIT. So if you compare MSTR versus IBIT, we go out 1 year. Look at this, bro. Like IBIT's up 35, MSTR, like what the heck? Again, IBIT, they pay a dividend. Let's do price return. $35. What was this one? Man, they don't pay a dividend, I guess. But again, IBIT is destroying MSTR. So just food for thought. Instead of MSTY, why not YBIT, right? I know MSTR has more upside too. Obviously they have a risk of downside, and we're dealing with that now. But at the same time, yeah, when Bitcoin flies to the moon, you're going to rather be an MSTR probably. All right, let's see. I actually use stock analysis all the time. Never create an account. Oh, if you do, You got to click that link and use that Bank Bro code because, well, Sunita knows she already makes Bank Bro. So she's already going to be retired soon. Bunch of yeah, people are, well, it's because everyone knows everything. So on Moomoo, people are brutal. What is Moomoo, like a social media platform now too? Yeah, I don't use Moomoo. Man. Yeah, we weaned out. Now, you got to surround yourself with good people. No point on having some negative bastards here. Oh, thank you for the question. Very soon. I've read their prospectus. I read it and I like it. You know, let's see. Let's go to MSTR. Go here. Go to strike. I'm in. I already bought some. I bought some in both my Robinhood account and my Retire Now account. Because a money market, yeah, it pays 4%, safe as hell. This pays 10%, safe as hell. No, maybe not as safe as a money market, but close to it. But yeah, I went through. If you go down here, there's a couple documents. I believe I went through. It was the base prospectus supplement, about 58 pages or so. Highlighted some stuff. Again, I probably can't give it too much justice, but I'll do my best. But yeah, I will make a video on it. And you know, the short story is, I like it, and I should have looked into this sooner. And I think it's a freaking genius idea from you know, Michael Saylor. I know people were mad about it, but I just, whatever. Everyone has an opinion, right? I think it's freaking awesome. It's awesome for an investor, and I think it's awesome for him. All right. Grandpa Trades, good morning, brah. Been a minute. Yeah, welcome. Let's see. All right. Anything, any questions? Parabolic, do you like STRC? I mean, you have the heart, so you must. But yeah, 10.5%, bro. 10.5. I know that's low, but again, their NAV sits at 100. It sits between 99 and 101. I believe that's what they strive for. But you guys, yeah, I'll do the video. I don't know. That's going to be a pre-record. That won't be a live one. I'll do a pre-record if I can get some quiet in the house today. But my guess is maybe not. Maybe a Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. But yeah, I'll get that out. I think it'll be a fun one because it's well worth talking about. But I'm not going to go through these other funds too, because it just doesn't interest me. This is the one that interests me, Strike, right? Or STRC, or whatever the hell they're calling it. Because that one looks like it could be Strike too, right? There's Stirred, Stirk, Stree, or Strike. I guess this is Strike, and then Sturf. And then they're going to come out with more, I'm sure. But again, it's just it's a way for them to raise more money for the Bitcoin. But in the meantime, let them do what you got to do, right? But I'll take that 10% yield in the meantime. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. In fact, you know, I'm looking at Robinhood. Number one, they offer $1,000 margin interest, no margin interest. And then their margin interest is 5.25%. So I could just keep buying this on margin, making double what they're charging me, and then just keep making money and keep making money. And then just let that cycle, you know, go over and over again. So that's my plan in the Robinhood. In fact, I already laid out some numbers to give you guys an idea. Maybe I'll do that in the Strike video. Yeah, it's like a bond, like a money market type thing, but it's a stock, trades as a stock. They pay monthly. What is Strife? Which one's Strife? No, this is stretch. That's right. Oh, duh. It's right here. My dumbass. Stretch. This one is what? Strike. Stride. What the hell is that? They're strife. So STRC is stretch. Whatever. Yeah, Parabolic's already ahead of me here. Let's see. Stretch is a good hold all the time. Well, from what I've read, not financial advice. All right, anyway, I think we're at the end. So as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, come back tomorrow. Lots of YouTube tomorrow. Hope you guys can be there. I think it'll be fun interviewing Mr. David. Again, I'll show you again. He covers the BTGD fund. So come join, ask him some questions. Yeah, he's probably going to join the 9 a.m. too, to be honest. So he's a good dude, and yeah, ask him whatever, right? I know he came from, I think he worked with the Title with Mike Venuto as well, so they have a history together. And then of course, again, the 9 a.m. party. Here we go, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it. You know, 9 a.m. to 12. We'll see. We'll just talk, yip yap, and just have fun, just chill. Nothing serious. But we all know everything, of course, too. So don't question us. I'm kidding. Anyway, let's see. Is the market closed Tuesday? No, I don't think they are. I think banks are closed though. Strive is supposed to be launching at 12% preferred. Okay, wow. Yeah, I got covered calls in all my shares though at 150. Hopefully it don't blow up next week. Can you smell what the rod is cooking? All right, anyway, where are we? If you guys enjoy this content, hit the like button or the heart if you're on X. If you want to help out the channel, share. Again, since I've since the market's down, since everything's down, since I changed my coverage, my YouTube channel took a hit for sure. But again, whatever, it is what it is. There's ups, there's downs, just like the market. Yeah, so if you want to help out the channel, now's the time to share it with your friends and your family. But I'm also, welcoming any comments about like, what do you want me to cover? Because again, I'm not locked in. I don't have to do a daily video about YieldMax anymore, right? I was doing that to just build and build up and build up and build up, and I kind of just blew up, and I can't do it anymore. So that's why I cover it in a more automated fashion. So that being said, I'm opening myself up for more coverage on whatever, like Roddy's. That's my favorite. Roddy's my favorite. It's not going to do well, I know, because nobody really gives a crap. Well, not nobody, but the majority won't give a crap about my trades. But again, it's hopefully fun and entertaining and useful. But see, this guy, Jack's Beach Nats, he loves the Roddy. All right, I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, Parabolic, we love you too. Jack's, yeah, Team Roddy. No, Roddy, again, Roddy took a beating this week for sure. But we'll see if we can climb out and make some bank on the way out. All right. Nobody wants you. Yeah, I know. It was when it was the only, thing around. It was fun. We were having fun with it. I had a blast covering their funds. I still do. I learned a lot, through watching their trades. But yeah. All right, I got Sunita's approval, so I'm pretty much good, right? It doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks. I got the check from Sunita, so we win. All right, it's success. Anyway, yeah. What else? That's it. So let's get to the end of the video. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you're gonna say the keyword. So you guys gonna think of the keyword. I can't think of it because my brain isn't working anymore. Let me just drink my coffee, actually. Winning. All right, you guys are boring with your keywords. Keyword is strike or stretch. I keep calling it strike. Stretch. Stretch. There we go. I love the black and orange. It looks awesome. Stretch, stretch, stretch. What do you guys think? Stretch? I'm going to drink my coffee while I think. Keyword burnout. Yeah, that was me. I was for real burnt out. It was too much. All right, we'll end it with stretch. So if you made it this far in the video you want to prove it, you gotta say the keyword. The keyword is stretch. Stretch it out. Stretch. 10.5% yield. Steady nav. 10.5% yield. Steady nav. You're also supporting putting money into MSTR. And MSTR will use that money to buy more Bitcoin. So you're helping Bitcoin grow, MSTR grow. So if you're an MSTR investor, if you're a Bitcoin investor, stretch is like a no-brainer because you're helping your own investment, right? Maybe, or maybe we're all getting scammed here, right? As they all say, or everyone thinks since the market's down. But yeah, that's the keyword. I'm done talking. I got to go for a run. But yeah, hopefully we'll talk. I'll see you all in the AM, 6 a.m. and then again at 9 a.m. Help. What is this? Help. So that's it. All right. That's it. Stretch is the keyword. I'm out of here. Have a good day. Later.